And here they come. Ohori against Pornpawee Chochuwong. Be a very interesting match. World number 9 versus the world number 16. Both of these ladies were out. Ohori in the second round last year, Chochuwong in the first round. So they've already wildly outlasted their expectations in terms of the China Open. 5-0 head-to-head to Chochuwong.
Black.
Last time they met was at the Australian Open.
Red, black for you. Black it is. Server receive. Service. Okay, enjoy your game.
So Chochuwong has picked the further side. Capable player, but hasn't had the best of luck, hasn't picked up any titles this year, I can tell you. Third in Hong Kong, quarterfinalist in Korea, third in Singapore, Thai Open, quarterfinal in Switzerland as well. That's a resume for 2024. So another person that would greatly benefit from a Super 1000 semi-final appearance. Across the net, 27-year-old Ohori, now 9th in the world, top 10. And she has had a pretty good 2024. Quarterfinalist in Hong Kong, Japan, and the Olympics. Of course, first in Australia, the Thai Masters as well. Those were her two results. Ratchanok Intanon out early in round 1, 40 minutes. And then Ninh Thuy Linh from Vietnam in 37 minutes. So flawless so far, hasn't dropped a game. Chochuwong, as I said, she's now 26 years old, born in Rayong in Thailand, beautiful area. Ranked 16, has been as high as 8th in the world, and that was October of 2022. Those were her two results so far. Kim Ga-eun, 41 minutes, that's a pretty good result, and then Nina Kjaersveld in 66 minutes, dropped a game in the middle of that. Be a very interesting affair. On paper, the tail of the tape would say that this lady here, Ohori, would be the favorite.
Ready, play.
Think so? Down 5-0 in head-to-head?
Well, in current form. I'm looking at current form,
yeah.
I'm looking at world ranking and pure tail of the tape, yeah. But it'll be interesting to see. As we saw with Go Sun Hwan and Siobhan Lai as well earlier on, 5-0 can mean nothing.
And also they haven't played since 2022, and I think Ohori has gotten better.
Certainly got better since then. Well, should we be starting on the more difficult side of the court, Aya?
Yeah, it was Chochuwong who elected to start on the good side. So she wants to maintain her strange hold.
Yeah, 5-0. And try and do this in straight games. So Seamus Halpin in the umpire's chair, Zhao Dan in the service judge position, and that means we are ready to get underway. Ohori with her now famous yellow trainers. That's actually also being mirrored by a lot of other Japanese players. But she will not leave the dressing room without them.
On my right, Ohori, Japan. And on my left, Pornpawee Chochuwong, Thailand. Ohori to serve, above all, play.
Well, this is another fantastic matchup. Of course, we said that about Yeo Jung-min against Tomoka Miyazaki. That really did collapse a little.
One glove.
Great cross-court winner from Ohori.
2 glove.
So far, so good. Early on, though. have to say, if she pulls off a couple more shots like that, I'll be inclined to say that she's controlling this wind on the side. Almost gone wide.
Service over.
So
1.
So no. So basically no. Yeah, it was.
No sideways drift. At least no significant sideways drift.
Yeah, that was human error. That was 100% human error. Look, those opening 2 points just looked a bit too clinical.
I have a feeling this could be a good match because in the previous years, I think Chochuwong has been a little more efficient than Ohori, but I think that's exactly where Ohori has developed her game and become a little bit more physical, a little brutal violence in the attack has helped a lot of players. Shot.
4-1.
No, it doesn't look it. They're actually the same height, 5'7". Chochuwong looks a little bit taller. It's actually more of a build thing than anything else.
Oh, that's interesting to say. I think Ohori looks a little bit taller, but
They are
they're
both
the same size.
1.69 meters, 5'7" inches. Strange, very strange.
Wide. Ohori, I beg your pardon. Chochuwong missed the last 2 Olympics where she looked in good shape to qualify. We saw that she's been as high as 8 on the world ranking. Became the first Thai player since 2009 to beat Rachana Gintanen. But it seems like she stiffened up in the Olympic qualification and missed both of them. In 2020, she lost out to Busanan, who qualified within top 16 together with Rachana again.
This time it was Supanita, I'm guessing.
This time it was Supanita Kitong.
3-6.
And it could be difficult for her to become an Olympian because there's a certain little sister to Kunnavut Visasan who is showing great talent.
That's right. Well, there's so many promising players in Thailand now. It was the likes of Rachana Gintanen, of course, that set that all on fire.
Yeah.
Lots of people picking up a racket. In India, it was Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu that just unleashed a generation.
Service over. 7-3.
You need these talismanic figures. I remember the time when it was just Boonsak Ponsana who was the only really significant player that was coming out of Thailand. Straight down the middle for Ohori, who has maintained this great buffer right from the start. And from this side of the court as well. Straight to the body. The expected apology coming. She's not really apologetic about that. Point was won, and won fairly and squarely.
Chochuwong was one of the players that I would expect to see make a move here post-Olympics. She obviously hasn't played, so this is the time for her to shine, in my opinion, to make a move and get back to top 10.
There is just such a difference between top 10, top 20, top 30, top 40 in the singles department. Of course, top 5 as well between men's and singles. Men's and women's, I should say.
Service over. 4-10.
what a great shot from Ohori. What a return. It took some guts to pull that one out the bag. Just see it here. Had to be one fluid movement. And it landed exactly where she needed to. 11-4.
ถ้าหมิวไม่กล้าคอนโทรลนะหมิวบีบตัวเองอ่ะเข้าใจว่าฝั่งนู้นเขาตามลมหมิวรู้อยู่แล้วเขาต้องเล่นแบบนี้ถูกต้องไหมแต่เราไม่กล้าคอนโทรลเขาเข้าใจป่ะจะทำยังไงเราคอนโทรลได้โปรแกรม4มุมหน้าเราจะคอนโทรลยังไงอย่าบีบตัวเองใจเย็นๆนะสองหมิววางยาวได้หยอดได้แล้วคอนโทรลเข้าใจไหมหมิวต้องกล้าคอนโทรล
So back on court, and Ohori so far with this scoreline, and Chochuwong hasn't been doing that much badly at all, is proving what we were saying earlier about how if you can control the drift, it's almost like it's not there. She certainly hasn't been pushing shots long. She's been playing a very smart game, Ohori.
Service over.
Hasn't quite been connecting on her net play. But when it's needed, it's counted. Very late take from Ohori. She was never going to recover from that. Actually just finding her way back here. Footwork was okay, but as soon as she realized that that was, as expected, going to be drifting in, took the hit and hope, the Hail Mary, and it came back on the other side of the court. No chance of her getting to that. So 6-11, good chance for Pornpawee. Claw back some of this deficit. That's gone wrong.
The front court game has not worked at all for Pornpawee Chochuwong.
And that's the exact game that Ohori wants to play. Delicate at the side. This time it doesn't work. It worked on the right side, doesn't work on the left.
Good play.
Straight to the
Love
volley
that
again.
play. Attacking and knowing that it's difficult for Ohori to difficult for Chochuwong to get it back long. She's following up and scoring from the front court, Ohori.
Yeah, she's been scoring almost at will. There's been a few mistakes. There's another one, and that's really from her trying to over-try at the net. I think she needs to be hitting those lines the way she's looking to. But she's about 50-60% so far on those very tight drop shots to the right and left. Some have worked, some haven't. There's another one that's gone begging. They're great ideas. Work really well if they were pulled off. Just sat on top of the net for what seemed like an eternity.
It was before that.
Just
But,
came down.
the flat push from Chochuwong's backhand side this time had the right trajectory and pace to put pressure on Ohori. That's why she's become stronger. Previously, 2 years ago or so, it was not as physical from the backcourt from Ohori. It was all about technical skills and nice shots, but lacking a bit of power. That's become much better.
Killer instinct, yeah. Well, you do need it in any sport.
Excellent. Super play.
Wonderful play. 15-10. Hasn't been behind in this first game. And from the more difficult side of the court, keep saying that because it is odd to have this scoreline coming off this side of the court, especially when your opponent is playing pretty well. I'd like to see, I'm intrigued to see what Ohori can do on the other side of the court. And of course, if she can secure this first game, she's going to be brimming with confidence when she takes to that side. That has maintained.
Good play by Chochuwong.
Service over. 11-15.
4 points back now.
Good play. It's too passive from Ohori at the moment.
Yeah, letting herself be attacked.
Yeah. Lovely
last
push,
thing
the
you wanna
last
do
one.
Against a former top 10 player and one who's currently in the top 20. That's looked out at her shoe there. I wonder if that's a. I think that's just a. Definitely thought for a second it may have been a knee knock, but no.
Service over. 16-12.
After a half decent run from Chochuwong. Service back with Ohori. Looking to get that 17th, 18th point. That's going to add a psychological edge to this first game. And force Chochuwong into a little bit more desperate measures. Oh, that's gone wide.
Service over. 13-16.
Easy kill there.
Service over. 17-13.
Third shot, and it's down. It's an awkward placement, I guess, for Chochuwong.
Okay. Using full court here. Chochuwong.
Just couldn't connect on the nets.
And again, it's the front court below the tape. It's not solid enough. Feels like perhaps she's standing a little bit unsettled.
Just not a solid base to be
on
far
the
in
front court. The lunge is there. towards the deep corners at the net.
So 18-13. And for Ohori, well, Ohori's still firing a little bit wildly.
Service over. 14.
There's her father, Taco Ohori,
Oh,
long-time coach, and as we mentioned many times now, the high school coach of Kento Momota.
well, I do know there was a very close-knit coach and player kind of relationship and network in Japan.
Oh,
that's
she did well to get it back. Chochuwong with alert by Ohori.
Ohori was, I said, super aware, as you see here. Never take it for granted that you've got the winner. And then had the foresight to just tap it into backcourt. 19-14. Chochuwong has not made that many errors. There have been a few at the net, of course, but this has been... Oh, there's one that's going to give us 6 game points.
20. Game points. 14.
Now, as I said, she can secure this first game, get on the other side of the court. I'd like to see how she opens up a game. Ohori.
Service over.
Well, we saw just
20.
2 rallies ago that she played really sharp at that forehand, but there's also been some errors.
Creeping in, yeah.
When you're playing the near side, you want to go sharp when you have the chance.
Oh, she's putting
Indecision.
Chochuwong in some very difficult decisions and situations. Chochuwong trying to do exactly the same thing.
Good shot.
Rally. Oh, it's a beautiful shot. Wonderful. 21-15. So back on court, and Ohori taking to the better side of the court. So everything for Pornpawee Chochuwong to do here. She wants to make it through the last 4.
Second game. Love all. Play.
Very, very tough situation for the Thai player, who didn't go to the Olympics. Ohori did, made it all the way to the quarterfinals, in fact. And no signs here that Chochuwong is the fresher player.
Service over.
I mean, she's a strong technical player, Chochuwong, so there's a chance that she can control the drift well and get some help in her attack. if she can get on the attack in the first place, then that could be the difficult part if Ohori plays the far side of the court better.
Right now, she's not.
And that was overdone. Good shot.
Well, she's definitely giving it a go. Chochuwong.
Good play. That's gone wrong. She played a beautiful rally, Chochuwong, and then having to lift the last one, that was a too difficult task because of the drift.
And that's going to be the problem she faces.
We can also see from the first couple of rallies here that Ohori needs to be accurate and disciplined, because otherwise Chochuwong is coming in with her.
Yeah, I said it earlier. This
technical game.
It's the wrong player, Chochuwong, to be becoming complacent with. Ohori should know that.
Thanapat Wilalak, the
very vocal coach
of Chochuwong, long time now. Chochuwong quit the national team because she felt when she was a youngster, she's the same age group as Chen Yufei, by the way, that they sent her to too many tournaments, so she didn't have time to practice and develop.
Wow.
That was a bold decision taken some years ago, but still managed to play 24 tournaments last year.
You hear players going independent for a number of different reasons. That's actually a very new reason. I've really heard that. Most of the time you think of players going independent because they're not getting enough support or tournaments.
You can see Taku Ohori shouting into his daughter here, and I suppose it's something that she cannot be content in just lifting, because Chochuwong is converting her attack in the opening stages of the second game.
Certainly is right now.
She's not totally sharp either on how to play that far side.
Yeah. Said I was intrigued as to how she would, but so far it's been just a dead fish on the other side. Nothing happening for Ohori. Counting on mistakes.
Service over. 2-5.
It was the first time, and is the first time in 6 years that Ohori has won a game of Chochuwong.
It's been straight games?
Yeah,
wow.
Ever since the first meeting.
Service over.
Well, this is, I'm going to use that word again, collapse. What's happened to Ohori? All of a sudden now, just looking very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Very beatable on that side.
The strategy is to get your opponent off balance. So, deception on the service return, there's no deception on it. It's easy readable. And then Chochuwong can attack.
Service over.
A couple of mistakes still falling away, but it has been a question of 3 Chochuwong mistakes as opposed to 3 Ohori winners for her 3 points.
It's also due to the fact that it's 2 really strong technical players we have here. Had it been one player that was more relying on playing rally style, lots of clears and so on, that would have been much more difficult to play the near side here. This is the battle I expected that we are going to see for the remaining part of the match, whether it's the second game or both the second and the third game. That is still to be seen, but we're going to see a battle for the initiative. I'm absolutely certain about that.
Better from Ohori. A bit more venom in that shot.
Good play. That's good play. Excellent play there. 2 deceptive pushes to the backcourt and move the center of play forward. That's what Ohori did. It proved efficient. There it is again.
Yeah, that was very good.
Giving Ohori that option now is lethal for Chochuwong. She's got to stay away from that. She's got to challenge and try some overplays, play flat, really flat lifts. Good deception. There it is. Now she's using her advantage.
Using that backcourt, yeah.
And then
that's
at some point she can
round.
play the front court. That's fantastic play.
Brilliant play.
Yeah,
Big
he's
round
satisfied.
of applause for our father. That was a great point, though. Catching Chochuwong between front court and back court. Just always moving back and forth.
แล้วหาจังหวะบุก
6 to 8 points for Ohori.
Nicely killed.
9-6.
Well, she's certainly fired into life. But I guess it's more a question of just the right shot selection now,
Yeah,
as opposed to anything
it's
else.
a tactical matter. And of course, if you don't have the tools to play the needed tactics, then it's a technical matter. Landed in. Good service return.
7-9.
Well, that was a good time for Chochuwong to win back the serve before this lead got any bigger. Of course, both heading towards the mid-game interval.
Oh, that's wild shot.
Big mistake.
10-7.
Reached the semi-final last week in Hong Kong. Did Chochuwong lost out to Han Yue. Should have given her some confidence. It didn't look. I saw the first match. It didn't look really confident. She was a bit lucky against the Blickfeld.
11-7 at the break. And in Ohori's case, regular programming has been resumed.
seconds.
อย่าไปใส่แบบทีเดียวตายทีเดียวตายสิ
11-7.
So, crunch time for Pornpawee Chochuwong. A long way back from here. Sure, she's committed to doing it, but she still has to find a way through and in Ohori's game.
I think it was interesting to see the coaching there, because it was actually Coach Villalak who looked a little bit frustrated in that coaching, the way I interpreted the body language and the tone.
It's a good opening salvo from Chochuwong. Right on the forehand side of Ohori. First time she's used that shot, so Ohori didn't really move towards it, try and cover it in any way.
Missed it.
It's just wide.
9.
Good idea, but just wide, such an important point. 12-8 or 11-9. Still mistakes plaguing Pornpawee Chochuwong.
Yeah, and an example of where I feel that Chochuwong is lacking a little bit of explosiveness to get to the defensive shots on the front court. It's a good one. There it was again.
It's in. Well, is it?
It's gone long. Yeah, she did everything right on
Except for
until
that
the last shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely out. Those feathers that cause so much confusion at the lines. Much closer in the second game. Remember, Ohori was essentially 5 points up for most of the first. Oh, there's a challenge coming. And I don't know. I'm actually right on that line. It looked like it was in.
Yeah, I can't really see the back line because of the top of the tape, but it looked a little bit long to me, so I think that's the best chance. I definitely think it was in the sideline.
Also notice no objection from Aya's father, who is right in front of that corner. Now here we go. Oh, that's absolutely smack on.
Unsuccessful. One challenge remains.
What an important challenge that was. 11-12.
11-12.
Chochuwong with a chance to tie it up.
Play.
And that's how you tie it up.
12 all.
Tight serve. Ohori nets.
Went that all the way. Chochuwong.
13-12, and the first time that she's been ahead in the second. In fact, it might be the first time she's been ahead. Full stop. That's a wonderful shot. Cross court. 13 all.
13 all.
Missed it. Ooh. Shouldn't have played that one.
Yeah, it's kept this rally alive. Oh, that was a beautiful drop in. And again, below the tape. Very much below the tape. And Chochuwong with serious problems trying to dig that one out. So back in the lead, 14-13.
Reception. That's really working well for her, that backhand return. Chochuwong.
Take that. 15-14. So flat on that second shot. Skim the top of the tape.
That's a good one. Very, very nice finish by Chochuwong. So she missed the previous one, countered by Ohori, but this time there's no doubt that this was going to be a winner. The development areas for a lot of the women's singles players, the finishing off rallies on the front court.
Yeah, 15 all now. And Chochuwong with everything to play for. 6 points for Ohori. She's through to the semi-finals. 6 points for Chochuwong. She's won herself a third and deciding game.
Pressure.
Great pressure. Ohori's going to drop in on that side.
She was putting a lot of power into that shot there. Had it been just a fraction shorter, I think Chochuwong would have been able to intercept.
Again, below the tape. Chochuwong still having trouble retrieving in front court. And this is dangerous now.
Yeah, well played.
Fantastically played. Just switched right at the end. Changed the point of attack. Didn't even see it in the body movement.
And targeted that front court backhand of Chochuwong's.
That's the one that's been failing, yeah. Exactly. 18-15. I wouldn't be surprised if she kept with that, because that shot has just not worked for Chochuwong. If she gets that wasn't necessarily below the net. It was kind of on par with it, I guess, but still, that was probably the best net shot we've seen from Chochuwong in a while.
Good follow up again.
Bit of relief for her, I'm guessing, finally. Still a bit of work to be done, though. 16-18. Can't afford any errors. Certainly can't afford to be lured into net traps by Ohori. And that's what she's been doing, essentially, by placing that shuttle so low in front court. There's the push to the back. again. And that's going wide. 19-16. No mistakes allowed now for Chochuwong. Ohori closing in on a first win in 6 attempts. 5-0 was the head-to-head entering this match. Shot was actually stuck in the net.
20, unpoint,
So,
16.
4 match points at 42 minutes.
Brilliant performance by the left-hander.
Oh, and that's gone wide. So she's done it. She's through to her last 4. She's also got her first win against Chochuwong. 21-16. 42 minutes. Big smile from Ohori. I'm sure a big smile from Daddy Ohori too.
Maximum by Aya Ohori. 21-15, 21-18.
Family snapshot there. Dad's probably going to send that to Mum, I would have thought. There's the final shot, and it was, well, Chochuwong had no option really, had to play something dramatic. She was going to claw back that 4-point deficit. And it's a big, big smile from Ohori. Almost as big as when she won in Australia. There's confirmation of it, 21-15, 21-16, 42 minutes. Ohori through to the last 4. So looking at the order of play for session 2, Jonathan Christie versus Leilan Ji, Baekhan Lee So-hee versus Lee Wen-mei, and Zhang Shuxian, Anders Andersen versus Wang Hong-yang in the men's singles, Hei and Ren against Astrup and Rasmussen in the men's doubles, and Anthony Sinisuka Ginting against Kunlavit Vitisan in the men's singles. All of that happening at 5 p.m. local time, so don't miss any of those matches.